I'm Rochelle Skinner. I'm 35 years old. I have 4 beautiful boys. I was born in Conroe, raised pretty much in Willis. Came from a good home, a Christian background from my grandmother and cousins. I knew God, but I didn't really know God. I had neck surgery in 2006, and I started taking pain pills, and it led to a very bad addiction. I traveled down a road that I could have never imagined going down in my life. I did things, I became a person that I didn't even know, but I was able to numb. I married young. I married at 18 and instantly had a family and was just thrown into everything. And soon I realized that I was able to be Superwoman if I took these pain pills. It numbed the pain, it numbed the reality of life. And it just progressed. About 4 years ago, it was really bad. I did whatever I had to get the pills. I had family that would be there for me, but I was just too scared to put them down. I'd tried several times, and each time it came back with a vengeance. It just came back stronger every time, and I stole for them. I lied to my family, to my husband. I went to multiple pain doctors, and I got a felony charge and got put on probation, 3 years probation. And I realize now that was one of my first wake-up calls from God. This is your chance, change your life, stop. And I didn't. I just kept burying myself in the pills, and to the point that I could not even see anything above that. Every day was a battle. Every day was, do I have enough pills for the day? Couldn't go on family vacations because I planned that around how many pills I had. And I didn't think I had a problem. I had neck problems, I had back problems, so it was okay. The doctor gave them to me. But it's not okay. It's not okay when that's what you live for, And I told myself that I wasn't an addict. I absolutely was not. And I remember I was at the breaking point and had just almost destroyed my mom. Completely, almost destroyed her and my grandmother. And my dad offered me a chance to move to Oklahoma. And that was supposed to be a new start from the pills. And I remember my cousin coming probably 3 days before that, and she was very stern with me and let me know what I was doing in a roundabout way. And I didn't receive it well because I couldn't believe that me, an honor student, could be an addict, could be this person. And I moved to Oklahoma and, for a new start. And I put down the pills, but I picked up meth. Still in denial. Still thinking, I'm taking care of my kids and I'm working and I don't have a problem. And I'm going to do things right this time. But tomorrow never came. Tomorrow never came, and I was passing out and I was having seizures and my whole body was shutting down from the years of pain pills. I remember I was driving home from just getting a new car, and I had a seizure. I had no business driving with my 2 kids. No business driving. Could not remember where I was, and I'd got lost from my boyfriend, and my phone was dead. And I remember waking up and being on the opposite side of the road and looking over at my 2 babies that God gave me, sleeping. And I said, Lord, I can't get home. No idea what I'm doing, but I need you to save my kids, please. And so passed out again. And I woke up on a road to my house that did not exist. It was not there. There's only one way to get to our house, and it was not this way. And a week later, I was arrested. So that was a miracle in itself. It really was. I was scared, And I remember thinking, I can't do this. I cannot do this, you know? And when we realized that I was not going home, it was December 24th of 2012. And I went to my bunk. I told my mom, I can't do this. I cannot be in jail. This is not for people like me. This is not. I can't do it. And I told the Lord, I said, just take me. Let this be my last breath. Please, let this be my last breath. And I remember holding my breath. And then just the Holy Spirit came over me. And I sat up in that bunk and I said, you know what? I am not a coward. I'm not a coward. And Philippians 4:13, and I stood on that, and still to this day, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And from that moment on, I knew probably 3 days before that, my probation officer had come to me and he called me a drug addict. I said, me? Not me. I'm not. I have a house and I have this. But I was a drug addict, and I was just as bad as anyone living on the street, but I had a good family that could provide me with a home. That was the only difference. So from that moment on, I grabbed hold of the Word. And I said, you know what, Lord? It's just me and you. It's me and you now. And I need you to make yourself so real to me that you are the first thing that I think of when I wake up, and you're the last thing that I think of when I go to bed. I was so scared. But I knew that if I could just plug into him, that he's all the strength that I needed. And I went to every Bible study that they had. I went to the survivors class. I went to everything, and so many times that he ran it through me like a film strip of everything I had done wrong. From a little white lie to the big ones. And I just repented of every one of it. And it was horrible. I remember just holding my stomach and just thinking, God, I did that. I really did that, But God forgave me. So I said, you got to help me forgive myself. And I said, you turn this mess into a message. Use me like you've never used anybody. So I started talking to different people, and I knew he was calling me to pray. And I'm like, oh, no, not ready to pray. No, we're not going to do that. And then I got sentenced to 2 years in state jail, the max that you could get for my charge. And I remember being sad, but at the same time, just relieved, because I knew that he was going to get me through it. And though it was the worst nightmare of my life, it was the biggest blessing. Because not only did it heal me by being in that environment, but it let me see how many broken lives that there really is out there. How many people that don't have hope, that don't have family like I did. I have a wonderful family all over that just would have been there, But God gave me that strength. When I got transferred to Plain State, I remember being scared out of my mind, and it was a horrible experience. And I would rock at night and just hold on to the Bible. I'm like, Lord, it's all about you. This is going to glorify you. You give me through this. You give me through. You're my best friend. This is my lifeline right now. And I held on to that, and I would sleep with that every night because that's all I had. But I come to realize that's all I needed. I didn't need anything else. I did not need. He healed me. He healed me, my back problems. He healed me from the inside out. He made me into someone that I like. Even before the addiction, I was so insecure, and it was all about what I could do for other people, but it's not. It's about what I can do for God now. What direction do you want me to go? And the last year of my time away, I was a mentor in a faith-based dorm, and that was only a God thing. He uses so many different people, but if I could just tell anyone, just grab hold of him. Don't just know him. Really, really know him. Ask him, because he is always right there, and he just wraps you in his arms, and he loves you, and he teaches you, and he encourages you. And that's all we need. That's absolutely all we need in this broken world is Jesus. And all we have to do is call out to him. And that's what's so amazing. I just call his name, and I feel his arms just wrap around me. So, you know, when anyone's scared or lonely, that's what I recommend, is to grab hold of that. Just call out to him and ask him to teach you what's in that word. Don't go to anyone else. You ask him, because he's going to reveal everything to you in that book that he provided for your roadmap for life. And I hold on to that.